What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, I wanted to debunk a notion. People keep asking me about this. I just talked about it on the live stream. And that's, many people are making it as if legendary 8th Division World Champion, iconic Filipino superstar boxer, Hall of Famer, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. Okay, Manny Pacquiao is a legend, is an icon in the sport of boxing. He's older now, but he's an 8th Division World Champion, the only 8th Division World Champion in the history of the sport of boxing. Okay, Manny Pacquiao has beaten and fought and lost to some of the greatest fighters in boxing history. Okay, now Manny Pacquiao is 44 years of age, right? But he has beaten some of the greatest boxing fighters in the history of the sport. He's 62 wins, 8 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout. 3 times in his career he's been knocked out. Stands at 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. Okay, Manny Pacquiao is not a big guy. He started his career at 106 and 108 pounds and worked his way all the way up to fighting and becoming a world champion at 154. Now that was at a catchweight when he fought Antonio Margarito, because Manny Pacquiao is just simply not a big guy. Okay, so there's a misconception. Manny Pacquiao recently did an interview as he was in Saudi Arabia for the Tyson Fury Francis Ngannou fight, and Manny Pacquiao did an interview with Fight Hub TV and Marcos Villegas. And Marcos Villegas asked Manny Pacquiao, would you be interested and willing to fight 3 division, 5-time world champion, undefeated superstar boxer who is widely acknowledged and recognized as one of the faces of the sport of boxing in Gervonta Tank Davis. Gervonta Tank Davis is considered one of the faces, if not the face of the sport of boxing currently as it stands. A title that Manny Pacquiao held at one point in time. He was one of the faces of boxing with Gervonta Tank Davis's mentor and former promoter, retired legendary iconic Hall of Fame superstar, 5 division world champion, pound for pound king, the man known as Money, had 2 separate careers, Pretty Boy Floyd and Money Mayweather, and that's Floyd Mayweather Jr., right? Manny Pacquiao makes for 50% of the biggest fight in boxing history against Floyd Mayweather that did 4.6 million pay-per-view buys, grossed over $500 million in revenue. It is the most watched, the biggest fight in boxing history. A lot had to do with Manny Pacquiao. Not just Floyd Mayweather, but Manny Pacquiao played a major part because Manny Pacquiao has fought legends. He's already an icon. You put the two together, they made for a massive fight. Now, Gervonta Tank Davis is 29 wins, no losses, no draws. 27 wins by way of knockout. He is 29 years of age, 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. He started his career at 126 pounds, Manny Pacquiao. Gervonta Tank Davis did. He started his career at 126 pounds, Gervonta Tank Davis did. Okay? Manny Pacquiao started his career at 106, 108 pounds. They both 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. So Marcos Villegas asks Manny Pacquiao, would you be interested and willing to fight Gervonta Tank Davis? First, he asked Manny Pacquiao, are you retired or are you still active? He said, I'm still active and I still want to fight. And Marcos said, well, that's a shock. I thought you was retired. He said, no, I'm not retired. I'm still active. I want to fight. Right? He wants a rematch with Floyd Mayweather. Right? So Marcos said, well, what if you can't get Floyd Mayweather, Gervonta Tank Davis? What about that fight? And he said, if Gervonta Tank Davis comes to 147, yeah. Because he's been campaigning at 147 for years now. Okay? He's not bigger than Gervonta Tank Davis. He just fights at a higher weight class than Gervonta Tank Davis. Gervonta Tank Davis possibly walks around bigger than Manny Pacquiao. Right? His walking around weight. But Manny Pacquiao cuts down to 147. Tank Davis cuts down to 135. Tank Davis is a 3-division champion. 130, 135, 140. Okay? So, with that said, he said, I'll fight him at 147 if you want to come. He's old. Manny Pacquiao's old. Right? And so, Marco said, well, what about a catchweight? Would you not go to 140? Because well-renowned Hall of Fame, iconic trainer, longtime trainer Manny Pacquiao, Freddie Roach, stated that Manny Pacquiao is truly 135, 140 pounder that's campaigning at 147, which we know. You ever seen Manny Pacquiao in person, you know how big how small he is, right? And so Marco says, will Manny Pacquiao, would you fight at 140? And Manny Pacquiao said, I'll do a catchweight, maybe 145 or something like that. And that was it. So Marco said, oh, well, it's a possibility. Now, Tank Davis fought at 140. He beat Mario Barrios at 140. He jumped from 130 to 140 to fight Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios is only 6 feet tall with a 71-inch arm reach, okay? And there was a rehydration clause, but even a rehydration clause, see Mario Barrios at least the same size as weight as Manny Pacquiao when Manny Pacquiao fights at welterweight. Okay? So it's not like Manny Pacquiao is a big guy. So they had a rehydration clause on Mario Barrios, who's an enormous guy for 140. And Tank Davis dropped him 3 times and knocked him out. The very next fight, Mario Barrios moved up to welterweight to fight Keith Thurman and was bigger, or at least the same size as Keith Thurman. Right? Manny Pacquiao's a small guy. In Gervonta Tank Davis' career, the only guy he fought that is bigger than Manny Pacquiao, that Manny Pacquiao is bigger than his entire career, was Isaac Pitbull Cruz, who was 5'3" with a 63-inch arm reach. That's it. That is the only time he faced somebody that's bigger than Manny Pacquiao. Does Manny Pacquiao fight at a higher weight class? Yes. That's just because he's daring to be great. Because he very well throughout his career did not have to move up that high in weight. Like Marco Antonio Barrera, Eric Morales, these guys he fought, they didn't follow in those footsteps. But Eric Morales attempted to, and he got knocked out by Danny Garcia. Barrera didn't attempt it. Marquez attempted it, and he had some success, but they was still considered small guys. They didn't have the success that Manny Pacquiao had because his talent and his skill set allowed him to be able to compete with much bigger guys. Okay? So with that said, people are attempting to make it as if Manny Pacquiao is attempting to weight bully Gervonta Tank Davis and calling for a fight and pulling Gervonta Tank Davis up to welterweight. No, he said a catchweight, a 145, and he didn't even ask about the fight. He didn't inquire about the fight. He was asked about it. But now let's look at the fight itself. The fight itself would be the most lucrative, biggest money fight of Gervonta Tank Davis's career. It would be a bigger fight for him to fight Manny Pacquiao at a catchweight at 144. I'm sure Mario Barrios rehydrated to 144 or 145. Probably a 5-pound rehydration clause, 7-pound rehydration clause. About the same weight that Manny Pacquiao fights at welterweight and weighing in at 145. Sometimes 144.8, 146. He's not a big guy. So this narrative that Manny Pacquiao is attempting to weight bully Gervonta Tank Davis, who fights at 135, they are the same message. Debunk the notion, the foolishness that he's a bigger guy. No, he campaigns at a bigger weight because he's just daring to be great. But they're essentially the same size. Tank Davis probably walks around at least at the same size as Manny Pacquiao, if not bigger. Tank Davis rehydrates, cuts down to 135. Manny Pacquiao cuts down to 147. That's the only difference. Because he don't cut down to a smaller weight class to compete against smaller guys because he's daring to be great where the money is. They both southpaws. They both have dynamite in their left hands. Now, as far as the fight goes, Tank Davis did $22 million gate, and he did 1.2 to 1.4 million pay-per-view buys. You put Tank Davis in the ring with Manny Pacquiao, who is 50% of the biggest fight in boxing history. You put Tank Davis in a fight with Manny Pacquiao, and it's going to do, at the very least, 1.5. If Tank Davis was to fight Manny Pacquiao in his next fight, the very least is going to do 1.5. And on top of that, he's going to get the biggest guaranteed purse in his career. He's going to get at least $50 million to fight Manny Pacquiao. Do you understand the magnitude of Manny Pacquiao's legacy and name? Now, so people are calling, the same people, hey, Manny Pacquiao's attempting to weight bully Tank, man. He calling out little Tank that fight at 135. Tank is not little. He started his career at a higher weight class than Manny Pacquiao. He's not little in the sense of comparing him to Manny Pacquiao. He's a small guy, but not in comparison to Manny Pacquiao. And Tank Davis just fought Hector Garcia, who came up from 130 to fight Tank. 5 pounds. He jumped 10 pounds to fight Barrios. Manny Pacquiao is smaller than all of those guys. So this notion, this fake notion that Manny Pacquiao is much bigger because he fights at 47 and Tank fights at 35, he fights 12 pounds heavier. When Tank rehydrates, he's at least 145. The weight Manny Pacquiao is probably fighting at. When Tank Davis rehydrates at 135, Tank Davis don't walk around at 135. He weighs 135 for all of 45 to an hour when he cutting weight to get on that scale. When he get off the scale, he is not 135. He don't walk around at 135. Okay? They're about the same thing. And he'll make the most money. And I'm not saying they should fight. But when people are saying this, Manny Pacquiao is attempting to weight bully Gervonta Tank Davis is a lie. And Manny Pacquiao didn't even call out Gervonta Tank Davis. He was asked about a possible fight with Gervonta Tank Davis. But again, that would do bigger numbers than Tank Davis fighting Ryan Garcia, who, Ryan Garcia is bigger than Manny Pacquiao. He's bigger than Manny Pacquiao. It's a bigger guy. He had a rehydration clause, fought at 136, had a rehydration clause. I believe he had a 10-pound rehydration clause or something of that magnitude, right? So which allowed Ryan Garcia to weigh 146. 146 is bigger than what Manny Pacquiao, or that's probably the weight Manny Pacquiao is the night of the fight. At the most, the night of the fight, Manny Pacquiao is 150 pounds. At welterweight. So you missed me with the Manny Pacquiao is too big for Gervonta Tank Davis. Or he's trying to bully Gervonta Tank Davis. Knock it off. And that would be the most money he made in his career. And that would be the most lucrative fight of his career. Period. And that's all I got for y'all, man. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon, and get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.